So that brings us to unfinished business. Can I have a motion to adopt as a second read Policy 4321, Programs for Students with Disabilities under the IDEA and New York Education Law, Article 89, and 4773, Diploma and Credential Options for Students with Disabilities?
I'll move those.
Second?
Second.
Now, we saw these last time. We didn't make changes last time, did we, on these two?
No, not on these two.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments or any thoughts on these? All right. Motion's on table. All in favor? So these are good to go then, right? Okay, great. Thank you very much. And that brings us to enrollment update. And Dr. Donahue.
Yeah, just very briefly, at this point we are watching the enrollment in our kindergarten class. As it is every year, that is the key the key enrollment figure at this point, because all of the other grades, we know exactly what's going to happen in the fall. At this point, the kindergarten is slightly below our recommended class size averages. We expect typically in the summer 10 to 15 kids to come in. That will put us in the low end of our class size guidelines. So it doesn't seem prudent at this point to cut a section and then end up not having a teacher if we need one in the fall. And the numbers will be very close, I'm sure, at least at the minimum. So I think our plan is a good one, and we should stick with it.
I think it makes perfect sense. I completely agree. Anybody else have any thoughts on it? Okay. So thank you for bringing that up to us. Now that is a pretty small kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's smaller than our other small one that we had a few years ago.
And significantly smaller than the demographer predicted.
Right.
Now there was an article in the real estate section of the Times this weekend about houses in the suburbs and the closer in suburbs that are the ones that typically are the first to change. They're getting bidding wars, so
There we go. Maybe it's going to
For houses under $1 million.
someone smart who read that will say, well, I'm going to go just outside of those. So who knows what's going to happen with the market.
Okay, but I think that makes perfect sense, and your reasoning was sound, so thank you. And that brings us to staff reports.
Yeah, mine is first, and I think I just want to conclude that we had a pretty exciting year. We've replaced the high school principal, a couple of assistant principals. We've had 2 new and very successful board members join us, and I think their integration went well. We've got 2 members elected for next year. There's a lot going on at the board level that is different than in past years, and it feels very good. I think beyond that, the meeting we had tonight was really a celebration of a lot of the great things about our community, and that's a good way for me to conclude the year.
Great, here. Thank you. Okay, and that brings us to Greg.
Just a brief report on summer projects that Steve's going to be working on this summer. At Coleman Hill, the gym floor will be replaced, and we talked about that during the budget process.
Right.
At Wampus, a computer lab is going to be changed into an open concept learning lab. That work's already has started. At HCC, also renovation of a computer lab. At the high school, creating a new lounge area, which will be / coffee shop, health, food, etc. District-wide, we're required now to have...
Also known as the cafeteria. Just want to put that in perspective.
Whatever it is.
And actually, can I just ask a question about, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that is from the lunch money funds.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
not anything that's in our budget.
That's a
Okay.
good thing to point out also. So in other words, that's not
Yes.
coming from
There's no taxpayer
Yes.
money. District-wide, we're going to be installing carbon monoxide detectors throughout all the buildings.
They do any detectors.
And then finally, the transportation project, we're anticipating moving into the old building, which will be a totally renovated building, first week in August. So hold our hats for that one. The bus wash station is going to be done in the fall, by the fall. So November is the date that's targeted right now for that. So we'll be back in the building in a few weeks from now.
And when we do the tour, can we see that at some point, the board? We talked about that one, just,
Yeah, good idea.
I don't know when it's a good time to do it.
It'll
You
be
guys let
part,
us
it'll be
know.
part of that tour.
Perfect. Good, all right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, and Tim, was APPR yours, right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Jen?
Yeah, just to report on continuing teacher and leader education, sort of like APPR, this is yet another requirement. I mentioned this to the board a few meetings ago, that we were going to have every teacher register now, once every 5 years. Along with that measurement comes 100 hours of teacher and administrator professional development. And we have to have that development occur from a sponsored group. So the district has decided that we are going to try to apply for sponsorship so that we can provide that professional development for teachers over those 5 years, and so that they are not just trying to accrue hours from random certified sponsored agencies. So we are in the process, Tim and I met, of looking to apply for that sponsorship. In addition, there are 15% of those hours have to be from English as a new language. Since we have such a small population here, we're also eligible to apply for a waiver for that to be a requirement within those professional development hours. So we are working on that, and our teachers are going to be registering through the course of this year. The state has said that teachers are going to be responsible for recording their own hours. This is a shift from what we're doing now, where we are responsible for doing that. But we feel that keeping those hours in-house is practical and is more efficient for teachers, so that we're not burdening them with this additional work.
Thank you. Okay, and that brings us to board reports and president's report. Just want to make sure everyone's all set for graduation tomorrow. Everyone knows the drill and everything. You guys, we talked about what to expect and everything, so congratulations to our graduates and to all our children who are moving up. And as I said before, again, thank you all for your trust in me and allowing me to be president this year. I enjoyed it. And that's it. I'm going to miss Alvin and Joyce. Excited to have me and Lara at the table. Does anybody have any committee board reports?
West Putt on Thursday night is hosting a program for newly elected board members. I think Mia is planning on attending, which I commend you for that. It's really designed to help newly elected board members survive for 90 days. There's a lot more training that has to come within those 90 days, but this will get you to that interim point. And beyond that, nothing to report.
Great. Okay, anybody else? Okay, so we'll all have new committees for next year. And that brings us to topics for future addendas, requests for information, any? Okay, we're starting with the clean slate then for next year. Communications to the board, anything that we had has been distributed. Can I have a motion to approve our Board of Education minutes for June 7, 2016?
So moved.
A second? Second. Any changes? All in favor? Donna, thank you.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here.
Okay.
Donna, thank you for a great year again.
Thank you.
Put that in
Thank
the
you.
minutes. Please put that in the minutes.
Very detailed. We
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it.
Put it in the minutes.
Well, as I said earlier, we already met in executive session for 3.1, one item. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Good night. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful, safe summer.